All right, welcome back to Indian Wells. And we're watching the match that we've been waiting for hours. This is supposed to start hours ago. Probably like 2 hours ago. But with the Andreeva match going the distance, and also, I think the first match, what was the Djokovic match on this court? It's been pushed, and this is now playing a little bit later. But we're here. And this is going to be a really interesting matchup. Rematch of what happened in Doha, where Sachary got the big upset against Swiatek. Possibly upset of the year. We have to do a little bit more research before the end of the end of Miami. But it feels like it might have been upset of the year so far. One second. All right, winner of this will play Mukova, who got through really easily earlier. And she's going to play the winner of this match. All right, they're warming up. Let's see what happens. These two have played a bunch of times before. I think the head-to-head is 4-all. Let me double check. Head-to-head is, 4-all, including the match they played in Doha a couple weeks ago. Swiatek did win the majority of matches over the last sort of 4 or 5 years. But, Sachary, first and only player so far to come back from a set down against Swiatek at a 1,000. So the only player to do it. She is the one. So can she go again? Maybe not have to play 3 sets today. Maybe go one better and have to win in straights. But let's see. Let's see what Sachary can do. Let's see if Sachary can go back-to-back against Swiatek. Ooh, Vachereau takes the first. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Winner of that will play Alcaraz. All right, they're just warming up. And then we are going to commence. Again, thanks for joining us. I know it's late. Especially for the Swiatek fans who have probably been waiting for this match. I know it's probably a bit late, but thanks for sticking around. Let's go, Maria. Now, let's see. Let's see if she can go back-to-back. Let's see. Works well for me, 6 p.m. Perfect. All right, they're warming up. And it was, 7-5 in the third when they played in Doha a couple weeks ago. So it was a banger. And again, like I said, upset of the year, potentially. They're obviously today, the Mirra Andreeva match might have been just as big of an upset. But yeah, Sachary beating Swiatek was probably the biggest upset we've seen so far. So far this year. 2 hours and work is done. Nice. Well, we're just getting started. We've still got Alcaraz coming up. Djokovic doubles is coming up soon. And then also Raducanu tonight. We've got Medvedev playing tonight. Yeah. A lot of things coming up. All right. Long day, no breaks. That's it. It has been a long day and there are no breaks, but we don't need to rest. We'll be fine. It's been a big day. This has probably been the biggest. No, we had a 12-hour day the other day. So yeah. I think quarterfinal day will be really brutal. So Thursday is going to be tough. Thursday is going to be a big day. In fact, that's going to be a massive day because then I'm going to go to the football. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to be up at 4 a.m., stream all day, and then I'm going to go out at night and try and watch sports in real life and then come home and then do it all again. I didn't really plan this out. Yeah, Friday's brutal. So I'm going to watch, probably 16 matches, stream from start to finish, and then go outside and go out in the general public to watch a football game where my team might lose, which would hurt at the end of a day. I'm gonna be so tired. That's all right. It'd be fun though. It'd be fun. It'd be worth it, especially if Essendon win. If Essendon win when I go to see them, that would be perfect. Anyways, Swiatek to serve. Let's just hope the schedule's kind to us on Friday. Quarterfinal day. We watch everything, so, stay tuned. All right. 15 love. Swiatek serving. I'm going to go Swiatek, and I'm going to go straights. I reckon Swiatek's going to get revenge. I don't think it's going to be easy, but I think she'll get it done straights. Enjoy, Cam? Yeah, I haven't been to a footy match for a year, so I am excited to go watch my team. As with a volley from Swiatek in the net, 15-0. Even if I'm a little nervous about the results. Sounds like me with the Olympics and then going to Davis Cup, yeah. Yep. Yeah, I'm not going to be yelling my lungs out of the football, especially after a day of streaming. I'm going to be just sitting there and quiet. I'm going to be silently celebrating, hopefully. As a return goes to forehand, Swiatek forehand from Sachary on the stretch. Swiatek forehand inside out to the slice of Sachary. Swiatek backhand again to the back of Sachary, but Swiatek gets it out. 15-30. There are trouble already for Iga Swiatek. $15.30. As the return goes into the forehand of Swiatek, straight to Sachary's backhand, she hits a winner. Beautiful reflex backhand, cross-court winner from Sachary, 15-40. Jeez. This is a start. What a shot by Sachary. Just the backhand flick. As with a serve into the net by Swiatek, second serve. Crazy from Sachary. I'm scared. If you're a Swiatek fan, I'm scared for you. Serve. Into the back into Sachary. Return the net. 30-40. One saved. 30-40. All right, 30-40. Breakpoint number 2. First serve's a fault, second serve. Second serve. As the return goes in there by Sachary. Good second serve. And we get the deuce. Oh, Fritz is gone. Mickelson. Did Mickelson take it? All right, Swiatek double faults. Mickelson wins. Wow. That's a huge win for Mickelson. God, he's a new player, well, a young player as well that coming up. I mean, needs to get just as much credit as Tian and Fonseca and Menchik. He needs to be spoken in that same generation. Backhand return goes into the front of Swiatek. Sachary can't get it. Deuce. Yeah, Fritz out. That's huge. That is a huge result. What's that mean for the draw, though? Means that Medvedev, Baez, Mickelson, one of them might play Djokovic in the quarters. And Medvedev-Djokovic quarters. That could be a thing. Interesting. All right, deuce. As Swiatek gets it out. And it's advantage Sachary. Also, Svitolina won the first set against Kruger. And she's down in the second, but on serve. 2-1. Or 1-2. 3-4, 5-6. Advantage Sachary. Serve into the backhand of Sachary. Return goes into the backhand of Swiatek. Swiatek gets it out. There's the break. 1-0 Sachary. Advantage to Sachary to start us off. 1-0. That break. All right. All right. Break to start the match. 1-0. Iga needs to get rid of Daria and the coach. Okay, I'm going to pose the question to you like I posed to everybody else. And then what? What now? What next? Because I feel like I'm going to start holding you guys accountable coming in here firing people because you're not happy that you got broken in the first game of a match. Okay, then. If you're playing general manager, what next? You fire the coach. Now what? What do you do next? What do you got? What's your next? Fresh start, fresh team. Okay, suggestions? Okay, and who? Who? Name names. Give us names. Come on. Get rid of them all. Okay, who you getting in then? Come on. Can't be just coming in going, you're fired. And now I'm alone. And by the way, Andy Roddick is not coaching Iga Swiatek. All right, 15-0. Like if you're going to come out here and fire people, you got to have a replacement in mind. If you're a Swiatek fan, you're going to be like, I think she should be coached by somebody else. You got to, can't be just going in there being like, get rid of him. And 30-15. Radwanska, she's coaching Lynette. She's busy. She doesn't need a job. She's got a job. She's coaching Lynette. She's busy. You got to get somebody else. She's not available. 30-15. There's Sachary double faults. 30-0. 30 all. Poach the coach again by Lynette. Yeah, Ella, you couldn't come up with a good answer. You're just like, steal other people's coaches. Anyway, Sachary hits it wide, 30-40. Navratilova. I don't think she's on the market. I don't think Martina Navratilova is going to be a coach. Not at this stage. She's got a good on the TV. She's not going to go coach. She don't want that. You don't want that. That's not. I don't think she's an option. Roger Federer. Okay, now we're just getting ridiculous. 30-40. See, chat, we can't have a real conversation if you're going to fire people and then come up with stupid suggestions that don't make sense. Roger Federer is a stupid suggestion. That don't make any sense. How does that even make sense? He's not, have they even met? I mean, probably because of On, right? But shit. Come on, if we're not going to have a real conversation. Like, if you don't think Swiatek's team's working, we got to figure out a solution. And if we're not going to figure out a solution, then what's the point? Backhand to backhand rally. Swiatek goes wide, advantage Sachary. Vicharovsky was brilliant, but he's busy with Naomi. Exactly. So he's off the table, right? The only coach that's available right now that I can think of is Patrick Mouratoglou. Who's the only one that if anybody's firing coaches, he's the first person you probably put on the list. He's the only one that's available. Most of the other coaches are busy. Right? They've got other players. They're doing. I mean, Juan Carlos is doing golf, right? I mean, he's coaching golf, right? So, unless there's somebody I'm missing, is there any other coaches recently? Because Goran's working with Fee, so he's not available anymore. Swiatek doesn't need a coach. Okay. All right. Anyway, Sachary hits it out, back to deuce. What would my answer be? Not fire Wim Fizet. They won Wimbledon together. Return goes into the backhand of Sachary and Sachary in the net. By the way, chat, grass is always greener, right? That's the saying, right? Why wouldn't, if it's not working, if the strategy's not working, why would Swiatek fire someone, bring someone else in to try and figure it out straight, try and get that instant success? Why wouldn't she work it through with Wim Fizet to figure it out? Wouldn't that be maybe a better option to try? They literally won Wimbledon. Now, okay, here is a suggestion, right? If they don't do well on clay this year, because she didn't have a great clay season, but she won Wimbledon, so it made it better, right? Doesn't matter if she didn't win the French, she won Wimbledon. It's not a bad year. She won a Grand Slam. But if she has another bad clay season, which was what she based her game on, then questions should be asked. Okay, should she be playing a different way? Why is she not winning those same events anymore? What could she do to try and be better at those things? Or is she just going to play more aggressively and not play on clay anymore? By the way, we're talking about this at One Love. She hasn't even lost yet. Royce is coaching Pirikar. There you go. He's busy. That would have been a good suggestion after maybe a month ago. Lendl. I don't think Lendl's on the market. I think he's chilling. Also, I don't know if Lendl Swiatek. Maybe. I don't know. Sachary serves an ace-2 love. Yeah, look, if she doesn't win the French or Wimbledon, after Wimbledon there'll be questions, for sure. If she makes the final of both, there probably won't be questions. But yeah, I still think that they're trying to work on things. 12 months ago, Swiatek played a different style. Her serve was vulnerable. She was more defensive. Maybe you could argue better, more accurately, on the ground, better on the ground strokes. But the serve was a problem. So she's trying to change that game to be more aggressive. And that's to beat Raducanu, to beat, Sabalenka to beat, the players that trouble her physically, right? But it's coming with errors, right? There's a trade-off. You can't just now I'm just going to hit harder and still be accurate. It's like, no, there's going to be a trade-off. And I mean, look, she lost the French Open, but she won Wimbledon, so that's the trade-off right there, right? And she serves good, nice serve at wide 15-0. But I don't think it's alarm bells I don't think she should fire Wimfise out. I'd be reassessing after Wimbledon. That's what I'd be reassessing. I wouldn't be firing him after losing to Sachary once and then going down a break. Also, I wouldn't be firing before a clay season. Give it another chance. Backhand goes into the forehand of Swiatek. Backhand from Sachary is too good. 15-30. But if she hasn't got a title after Wimbledon, then that would be a question. Especially because her ranking's going to drop if she doesn't do well at Wimbledon. Then after Wimbledon, maybe we can have this conversation. But I'm not firing him until after Wimbledon, or I'm not splitting until after Wimbledon at the earliest. And by then, who knows who's available? Other players might have let their coaches go, which means you might have an opportunity to pick one of them up, right? Right now, there's not enough coaches on the market to replace your coach with. So firing Wimfise out would be crazy when you don't have an alternative option. Patrick Mouratoglou is the only guy I think that's available right now. And I don't even know if he's available. He might be like, no, I'm not coaching right now. But he's not coaching anyone else, so he's there. But after Wimbledon, there might be more players that have split with their coaches, right? So then you might be able to pick up, whoever it is, right? 40-30. Maybe Vicharovsky's back on the market. Maybe you can get Martinez, right? Conchita, we're just talking about her. Maybe Pierre Riba's there. You don't know who's, maybe one of the ATP coaches is available. Maybe Juan Carlos Ferrero comes back and he wants to coach tennis again. And Swiatek's like, hey, you want to coach me? That'd be a cool combination. That'd be interesting. Maybe, again, if I'm Swiatek, even if I lose this match, I'm not firing the coaches. Not yet. I'm not doing that. By the way, they haven't even worked. Have they worked together over a year? Yeah. 40-30. Backhand to backhand rally. As that goes in the net by Swiatek and we get to deuce. Gosh, Sachary is playing with some confidence. By the way, Sachary isn't just problem for Swiatek. She's been problem for everybody. Sachary's had a great season. She got her old coach back after, parting ways and going different directions for a couple of years. She brought her old coach back and she's playing the best tennis she's played in years. Deuce. First serve, the fault, second serve. By the way, the winner of this will play Mukaba in the fourth round. Backhand return to the backhand Swiatek. Backhand from Sachary in the net. Ooh. That was an opportunity for Sachary. She missed it. Also, Svitolina's up a set and a break. Osaka is playing first thing tomorrow. Serve. Into the backhand of Sachary. Forehand now from Swiatek. Goes down the line into the backhand of Sachary. Swiatek forehand again. Goes wide. And it's deuce. But yeah, chat. The reason why I'm getting so I don't know what the word is. Triggered by people just being like, fire the coach, fire the coach. I feel like as a community, we're smarter than that. We're better than that. So that's why I'm testing you and I'm pushing you, right? I know we can come up with a solution, right? We can come up with some coaches that could replace coaches, right? Instead of just doing the easy thing, going online, commenting on fucking Twitter and being like, oh, fire the coach. Those people over there don't know the answers. They don't have a solution. They're just like, oh, fire the coach. Okay, and they don't know because they're not thinking straight. We're better than that. That's why I'm pushing you guys to be like, okay, give me some names then. All right, if we're going to fire a coach, Let's replace them. Who are we going to replace them with? Who's available, right? Like, let's break it down a little more, right? We know we can do it. We got, and there are coaches out there that are available, right? Just like if you're a general manager of a football team, right? You don't just fire the coach and then have no plan to replace them, right? There's no, you don't just go out there and go, all right, we fired the manager, and now we haven't got a manager. Great. So our team sucks, and we haven't got a manager. No, you replace them, right? Within a couple of days, they replace them. We got to start doing that as well. We got to LeBron James. What a great suggestion. Okay, this isn't Twitter. But yeah, that's why I'm pushing. And I also want to hear as well, because maybe there's somebody that I'm not thinking of that could be a good fit, right, for somebody. By the way, nobody said Brad Gilbert, which I find interesting because he's out there doing podcasts on Tennis Channel, right? Maybe he's not on the market, but Brad Gilbert is still an option in my book for the right player and the right price. I reckon you could get Brad Gilbert. Maybe for Swiatek, maybe that actually wouldn't be. Would that be a good idea? Would that be a great idea? Maybe. I don't know. But he's an option, right? I mean, he got Coco to where she was, for that great 23 season. I mean, he lifted Coco for that season. But yeah, maybe somebody did say Brad Gilbert. I didn't see. I haven't seen anybody mention his name. He's an option. Would Brad Gilbert work with Andreeva? I mean, if Conchita Martin is, I mean, I still think she's the best option, but would Brad Gilbert work with Andreeva? I don't know. I think he might. Maybe he'll. I don't know. That might not work. But Swiatek Gilbert might not be a terrible idea. But again, Wim Fizette, you got to give him at least a chance to defend Wimbledon with her, I think. I love 15. Sachary with a break. She hits it in the net on the backhand. By the way, Chad, I think the WTA website actually has coaching, has shows available coaches too. Yeah, I'm looking at the WTA website and I'm looking at coaches that are not currently coaching anybody. Available coaches. And that's fun because then we can actually see what's up. All right, backhand now from Sachary in the forehand Swiatek. Forehand from Sachary to the forehand Swiatek. Again, the forehand Sachary. Sachary in the net, love 30. So I'm just having a look here. Going down the list. Yeah, there's not too many options. All right, return goes into the forehand of Sachary down the line, the back end of Swiatek. Sachary, has an air swing. Love 40. Swiatek to get back on serve. All right, return goes in the forehand of Sachary. Forehand from Swiatek is out. Or does she have an air swing as well? 15-40. Yeah, another air swing. 2 air swings in a row. One from each player. All right, first serve is a fault, second serve. As the return goes in for Swiatek for a winner. Lovely return winner, and it's 2-0. Svitolina wins, by the way. I'm just having a look down the men's coaches here who are available. And who would make sense as well, right? So yeah, Juan Carlos Ferreira is not available. Brad Gilbert again is on that list. What about? I mean, Grosjean, Sebastian Grosjean. I don't know if he would work. He's on the list, so I don't know if he's coaching anyone right now or mentoring anyone, but did he coach Feast recently? Can't remember. But maybe Grosjean. I don't know who that would be for, but maybe an option. Yeah, Lendl. I don't think Lendl would be coaching. What about Ljubicic? What about Severin Luthi? Is he coaching anyone right now? Xavier Malisse has been a coach the last few years. He's someone on the list. I don't think Ivan Ljubicic, but he probably doesn't want to coach, maybe. Max Mirny is coaching with Sabalenka. I mean, Carlos Moya's around, right? He hasn't coached anyone since Rafa, so he's floating around. As an option, right? Give him a call at least, right? Who else? Yeah, Severin Luthi. Is he coaching anyone or what? Andy Murray? Well, look, Andy Murray is available. Oh, Luthi's with Bernay. Oh, okay. So he's not available. He's coaching Baby Federer. Mauresmo's the tournament director of the French Open, so she's not going to coach. Tournament director of Roland Garros is probably more interesting. No. By the way, Maurice, I'm not talking about for Swiatek. I'm just talking about in general. Like, what coaches are available? So then next time we have this conversation and we talk about who should get who, we know who's available. I'm not saying for Swiatek. Slice. It goes in the net on the backhand there from Sachary, 40-15. Yeah, this isn't just for Swiatek. Like Carlos Moya, everybody should call him if they need a coach. At least ask him the question. Yeah, I'm just looking down the list to see what else is going on. Swiatek leads 3-2. But yeah, there definitely are players. There are definitely names that you could give an option that are available. Oh, Rude breaks in the second. Nice. Yeah, Boris Becker. I mean, he's available. Agassi. I think Agassi's mentoring. He's more of a I feel like Agassi's not going to be a coach, more than a mentor for players. But the Swiss player who's about to retire. I mean, look, Wawrinka could be a coach. I think Stan is probably going to be the Billie Jean King Cup / Davis Cup coach, captain, whatever, in the future. But yeah, Stan could be a coach, maybe. He might be around in 12 months. He might be somebody that's on the coach's list. Who would he coach? I don't know, but he might be an option, yeah. John McEnroe, he's definitely not going to coach. Sachary's a fighter. We'll never know till this match is over. Oh, yeah, for sure. So Roy apparently is coaching Pirikar, GMP. So he's not available. He is not available right now. Andreeva's going to play doubles right now? Shit. Would Agassi ever coach again? I don't think Agassi was ever a coach, was he? I mean, he coached Novak, right? That's about, and Dimitrov. Did he coach them? How long was that for? Was it? I don't know if that was for. Was that for like a long period of time? Have I been streaming all day? Yes. 6 hours straight. And plenty more to go. Oh shit, Alcaraz is playing in an hour. Well, he's playing after this match, so not technically longer, maybe. This match has gone pretty long. 30 minutes for 5 games is crazy. 30 love? Roy's got another job quick, dang. Yeah, but he according to Raducanu, as she mentioned earlier this week, he's the one who left. She wanted him to stay. As that goes out in the return from Swiatek and it's 40 love. So, and you wonder, okay, well, why did he leave? Maybe he saw the GMP job and he's like, oh, maybe I'll be able to coach. Like, remember that with Raducanu, or at least from what we can tell by the situation, they weren't locked in, right? They were trialing. They were the trial period. So when the trial period ended, he went, it's probably not for me. I'm going to coach somebody else. So now he's working with somebody else. It's not like he ditched Raducanu because they were never locked in together. They were, even though she wanted him to stay, he obviously wanted to go a different direction, and now he's apparently working with GMP. So again, I guess that's the issue with like a trial period, is that the coach could also leave. The coach could. You might, as a player, you might be like, I'll decide at the end of the trial. But sometimes it's the coach's decision too, right? They might go, actually, I'm not staying, and you're, oh shit. So yeah, trial period being a little bit of a non-commitment can backfire. If you want the coach at the end of it and they don't want you. But again, I mean, Royce is a coach, so of course he's not going to sit around and do nothing. So, all right, 3-0. She said it was kind of mutual. Yeah. I think I heard something this week that she said that she said it was mutual, but she also said that like she would have liked him to stay, but fair enough. Like she's not like chasing coaches, right? But like that, I think I read somewhere that she said that it was his decision to he initiated. Yeah, so he ended it. She did an interview this week and said that it was he was the one who decided to leave. After Australia, me and Francis were talking. We have a great relationship. We could have a really open and honest discussion. He said, look, I don't think this is going in the way we both want it to. So he ended. So yeah, again, mutual, because he didn't, maybe she didn't think it was going the right way or the right direction, and then he could see that this wasn't working. So they both, either way. But yeah. So I don't think he saw, by the sounds of that, he didn't see Pirikar and go, oh, I want to coach him instead. It seems more like he was always going to coach somebody else. He wasn't just going to sit on his hands. But all right, Swiatek leads. Yeah, Goran's coaching fees. I've got to put together like a. I'm putting together a spreadsheet so then I can know. So then straight away, if somebody asks me, I have a list of coaching and players, and also I'm going to make a list of available coaches. So then that way, if somebody does split with their coach, we have viable options to know who is available, right? Both for player and coaches, because if a player and a coach split, the coach could also go to somebody else, and who needs a coach, right? So I think someone could become coach from Rafa's Academy like Nadal's. Wait, what? Like academies like Nadal's. Do you think somebody could become a coach from an academy like Nadal's? Yes, but I feel like there would be some legalities around that. Like if you're working for the Rafa Nadal Academy, you're probably supposed to be working for the academy, not for a player. So I don't know if there's probably a contract when you're working for an academy that says that you have to stay here. You can't coach unless they're a part of the academy and you want to go to their, like we see the Mouratoglou Academy members around. We see, isn't there like a Rafa Nadal Academy person at the Eala matches, right? So unless they're a part of the academy or been through the academy, maybe there's like a mentoring person or coach. But I would say that like if you're supposed to be coaching at the Rafa Nadal Academy, you can't go coach somebody else as well. Like you're committed to that academy. Does that make sense? That feels like the situation. Like, I don't think if somebody at the Rafa Nadal Academy is coaching at the academy, they can't just up and go and coach somebody else as well, who's not associated. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of thing there, right? But like I said, if somebody's gone through the academy, like I think Eala, I don't know if Eala's coach is part of the Rafa Academy or if the part of the team is associated with them, but she's a graduate of the academy, so of course she's going to get the support of the academy, right? They're going to have people that are wearing the shirts with the logos, and you're going to go, that's Rafa Nadal Academy, that's Eala, she's from there, okay. That all makes sense, right? Just like Coco Gauff had Mouratoglou. Tsitsipas had the Mouratoglou Academy members there. Like, if you're coming through those academies, you probably get those support roles. But for somebody like Swiatek, I don't think Swiatek can get a Rafa Academy coach unless it is like, nobody said Tony Nadal, as a coaching option. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that feels like, it feels like that's what they would. Otherwise, people can do whatever the hell they want. And I don't think Rafa Nadal Academy members, for example, any academy member, wants to teach their ways, and then all of a sudden those coaches go off and do their own thing. That's probably not what they want. They want the coaches to learn the way of the academy and stay in the academy and teach, right? They don't want to teach them and then they bugger off and use those teachings on their own to coach other people. Like that's probably not what they want. Plus, if you're a tennis coach at the Rafa Academy, that sounds like a great gig. Why would you ditch that? Like sounds fun. Sounds awesome. I'd love that. I'd love to be a coach at the Rafa Academy. Hell yeah. 30-0. Again, I have no idea, but that's my best guess. You know who you should ask? Patrick Mouratoglou, because he knows, because he has an academy. He runs an academy. He'd know that. He'd know that exactly. He would know exactly what the goings on of coaches in the academy are. Anyway, it's 40-30. Sachary to level. Let's lock back into this match here because things are getting serious. All right, first serve is a fault from Sachary. Second serve. Serving to the back end of Swiatek. Forehand from Sachary. Goes wide. We get the deuce. All right, we get the deuce. Serve out wide, the front of Swiatek. Backhand out from Sachary to the back of Swiatek. Crossed into the back of Sachary. Swiatek with a slice in the net. She tried to mix it up, but she mucked it up. Advantage Sachary. So we've got Alcaraz after this match. So we do have a little bit of time. Djokovic is also playing doubles. We'll see if we tune into that as well. We'll see what happens. Alright, we've got a forehand rally. Swiatek down the line. Goes into the backhand of Sachary. Into the backhand of Swiatek, who hits a winner. We get the deuce. Alright, Swiatek wants that break. After a very slow start. But we know Swiatek's slow starts are a thing. Alright, deuce. There's a bit of fault, second serve. As the return goes into the backhand of Sachary. Swiatek cross forehand. Into the Sachary forehand as they go forehand to forehand. Now Sachary mixing it up. Swiatek with the backhand. Sachary still doing all the work, but then Swiatek hits it in the net on her backhand. And we get to advantage Sachary. Advantage Sachary to take this game. As the return goes back to Sachary. Sachary in the net. We get back to deuce. Such an important game. Back to deuce. As the return goes into the back of Sachary on the stretch. Forehand out from Swiatek. Sachary forehand crossed. Goes in the corner. Up goes a lob by Swiatek. It lands in. The wind blows it all over the place. Sachary gets it back. And then Swiatek puts away the winner. Great rally. Great defense by Iga. Advantage Swiatek. Advantage Swiatek to get back, or to get in, to get the break and serve the set. As the return goes to the front of Sachary. Sachary hits it long. Swiatek breaks. 5-3. Just going to serve the set. All right. All right. Swiatek serving for the first. Good serve. 15 love. Dumb question for Cam. No such thing. Well, are players affected by long delays like this match? That is a very good question. 15 love. Yes. Yes. And I'll tell you why. 15 love. And it actually works out perfect today for that. That question is a great question right now because of what happened in the last match. All right, serve. Into the backhand of Sachary. Sachary hits it out, 30 love. Also, Rude wins a second against Vachereau. They go on 3. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Iwa, for the $10 super sticker. Appreciate that. 30 love. First serve's a fault, second serve. That goes out by Swiatek, Sachary. Sorry, by Sachary, Swiatek 40 love. All right, return goes into the forehand of Swiatek. She shanks it, and it's 40-15. By the way, I have no idea what you just sent me, Gene, but I'm looking at the thing. Did this happen today? Did Andreeva actually say F you to the crowd? And there's a lady in the crowd that's like, oh, so shocked. That's funny. It doesn't look like it. It looks like in a different arena. Was that today? I don't know. It might have been. Anyways, it must have been. Lob goes out by Sachary. There's the first set. Swiatek 6-3. It was towards her coach's box. Oh, so she's saying F you all to the coaches, right? Not to the crowd. I don't know. The crowd wasn't doing anything to her. I don't think the crowd wasn't really a problem for her, I don't think. Was it to her coaches? I don't think it was to her. Was it not to the crowd? Because I don't think the crowd would be that, like, I don't know. I don't think the crowd were doing anything to her, but maybe I'm wrong. Hey, thank you, Morgan, for the $4 super sticker. So the question. The reason why that's actually a really relevant question today. So yes, it does affect players, because think about that last match. Andreeva serving in the tiebreak, it's 5-all. Swiatek and Sachary would have been ready to play, because remember, the matches, especially during the day, are back-to-back. At least at this stage, they're back-to-back. So Sachary and Swiatek would have been waiting, thinking that they were going to be on in 5 minutes, because, if Andreeva wins those 2 points, wins the match, they're on court, in 5-10 minutes. But because they got warmed up, they got ready, all of that stuff, and then the match went to 3, it delays their preparations for an hour. So they've got to go back to the locker room. They've got to wait an hour, which means they probably have to warm up again, or whatever they have to do to get ready for the match again. So that really, like, that messes up with players, right? It doesn't always mean that, like, someone comes out and plays terrible when they would have played great, but, like, that does, like, mess with players, warm-ups. It messes with players, mentality a bit as well, right? You got to go back and wait more, and, maybe the nerves kick in even more because, you thought you'll be out on court in 5 minutes, but now you got to wait an hour, and then... So it does screw things up a lot for those players, especially for today, for example, with... Also, this match was supposed to start way earlier because Djokovic's match went long, and then it was like these two would have probably thought they were going to be on, a couple hours earlier. So they would have planned their day as best they can to be like, okay, Djokovic's match, let's assume it's going to be an hour and a half. Andreeva Siniakova, let's give that one an hour and a half. We'll probably be on 3 to 4 hours. Okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to have breakfast at this time. We're going to do this at this time. But then when the matches go long and your match gets pushed, your schedule, then you have a lot of downtime and you got to wait. You got a lot of waiting. And that, if you're waiting for something and then it keeps getting pushed, it's going to kick up the nerves because you just want to go out there and start playing, right? So it definitely has an effect. Now, it doesn't always affect players the same way. Some players are fine. Some players it might affect badly. But it definitely messes with the players. Because they have to keep waiting. And then it even more so for that Andreeva match where they would have been sitting in the locker room waiting and going, oh, we might be on in 10 minutes. And then all of a sudden it goes 3 and they're like, okay, now we're going to wait again. So back to the locker room, do the things, blah, blah, blah. So it definitely, it's definitely something they got to deal with. But also, it's not the first time this has happened. It happens a lot. So I'm sure they're used to it, but it definitely doesn't sound easy. It doesn't sound like an easy thing to get used to. When you're like, oh, I'm going to play in 5 minutes. Oh, no, I'm going to play in an hour and a half. Shit. All right. Now what? All right. Sachary, good question. Sachary, love 30. Sachary serves a fault. Second serve. Oh, Rublev's playing his doubles match. Okay. As a return goes to forehand to Sachary. Forehand from Swiatek is a winner. As love 40. Are we going to cover the Djokovic doubles? Yeah. We'll get there. We'll have to watch it during Alcaraz match, which I don't want to do, but we will do it. We will watch Djokovic's doubles match as promised. All right, Swiatek breaks. First game of the second. All right. Swiatek with a set and a break. Andy Roddick said that when he retired, he didn't retire from tennis, he retired from waiting. It's a good one. All right. Back to Swiatek. Swiatek serves. Into the forehand of Sachary. Return the forehand of Swiatek. Sachary again to the forehand of Swiatek, who puts it cross court for a winner. 15 love. As we default second serve. As the return goes into the forehand of Swiatek. Sachary forehand to the back and Swiatek into the back and Sachary. Swiatek forehand. Into the Sachary slice. But the ball goes wide. 30 love. All right. 30 love. We had a fault second serve. As the return goes to forehand of Swiatek. Forehand from Sachary. Into the back of Swiatek. A Sachary backhand. In the back of Swiatek. Into the Sachary backhand. Swiatek slice. A Sachary forehand in the net. 40 love. Vacherie down a break in the final set already. Shit. $40 love. Swiatek serves again. Into the back into Sachary. Shanked return. Swiatek with a bounce smash. Goes long. 40-15. $40-15. All right, Swiatek comes in with a volley winner. And it's 2-love Swiatek in the second. Aryana Sabalenka is night match on court 1. Yep. This, tomorrow night. All right. Oh, man. Raducanu and Anisimova rivalry getting one-sided. Anisimova in the last 2 matches. Yeah, she has won easily. That is true. But it's still 2-0, so it's not one-sided yet. It's just the last 2 matches have been one-sided. Return goes the backhand of Sachary, and then Swiatek hits a backhand long. As the return goes into the forehand of Sachary, forehand of Swiatek. To the backhand of Sachary is Swiatek. Forehand winner. 15-0. Swiatek's won 8 of the last 9 games since the coaching discussion. Yeah, but look, it's a good discussion to have because, like I said, it's so easy to just say the thing that everybody says, right? Fire the coach, fire the coach, fire the trainer, fire the blah blah blah. But yeah, I feel like we can go one step further. Like we got a good community of smart people here. We don't need to just like say that fire the coach. We can have a discussion about, okay, well, what's a viable option? What's a good option? Is there a better coach out there for all these players, right? But you're right. It's also reactionary. She gets broken first game, fire the coach. That's crazy. His backhand goes wide. The forehand goes long by Sachary. My bad. 15-40. All right, 15-40. When you have a favorite and they double fault, it's hard to get mad at the coach. Yeah, I'll tell you, something that Gauff's coach gets dealt with so much. Every time she double faults, they zoom in on him, and it's so harsh. Like, they are doing him dirty. Gavin McMillan, I think his name is, he gets done so dirty on the TV. Like, literally, and we watch Gauff all the time. We watch Gauff. Every time she double faults, they cut to the coaches. Like, every time. Every time. And I'm like, all right, bro, let's just, like, come on now. He didn't double fault. Come on now. Like, we got to stop cutting to the coaches. We got to stop doing this. Every time she double faults, they show him. And I'm like, come on. And then people in the chat are like, they should fire him. He's not doing a good job. I'm like, we don't need a coach reaction after every double fault. Come on, give the man a break. They're working on it. Serve into the backhand of Sachary. Oh, Swiatek, Sachary forehand. As with a forehand rally. Swiatek on the stretch. Again with a forehand into the forehand of Sachary, who whips it cross court. And it's advantage Sachary. Every time. You watch the next Coco Gauff match. You watch it. And when she double faults, you see who they show. Sometimes they cut to Coco. But I've seen more often than not, they cut to the coaches. They go, what are the coaches? What's their facial expression? How are they feeling? Anyway, Swiatek in the net, 2-1. It is very funny. But it's also like, oh, come on. Come on, don't do them dirty like that. All right, 2-1. Maybe they don't want to see Coco go crazy. I don't think Coco goes crazy. She broke a racket in the back of in the behind the scenes that wasn't supposed to be shown. And now she goes crazy. Come on, Gauff doesn't go crazy. Rude overcoming his wobble and break up in the third. Yeah, I saw that. I read an article about Gauff's serve. They said it's 90% attack, mechanical, 10% mental. But when the mechanical breaks down, the 10% of mental goes 50%. That's a good... I mean, I would love to read that article. That is a very interesting... Yeah. I agree. I mean, if you start making... I mean, yeah. If the mechanical does break down and you double fault twice, 3 times, 4 times, then the next time you might... Yeah, you're going to be thinking about it, right? It's going to be in your head. So... That was disrespectful to show Coco behind the scenes. Yeah, I didn't agree with that. I didn't like that at all. It just set her up for people to. It just set Coco up for people to bash her for no reason. You know, you just given the. You know, Coco's got a lot of fans, but she's also got a lot of haters, right? As she's mentioned in speeches before. So yeah, putting that up, you know, and showing that. Just gave them a chance to bash her, and she doesn't need that. She gets enough. She already just lost a match in you know, playing a bad match, you know, for her standard, not playing well, and then you got to show her doing that, and then like it's just going to give people more reason to like you know more reason to bash her, and I don't think that was fair. There's enough people probably pissed off that she lost. And then you add that like she broke a racket, and then you know that's just going to give them more fuel, right, to troll and hate on her. So I didn't like that. And she didn't like that, and most of the players didn't like that. So that's good. That you know, the players kind of united in that, saying, yeah, the behind the scenes showing that stuff. That should be a private moment. We don't need to see that. 15-all. Oh, okay. I'll have to read it. Renee Stubbs explains. Okay, that'd be sick. I'll have to check it out. 15-all. I mean, she coached Serena, so she'd know about serves for sure. And she played tennis. 15-all. As with a backhand into the net by Swiatek. 15-30. All right. All right. 15-30. As Swiatek gets a drop shot, but it's in the net. Sachary's got breakback points. 15-40. All right. $15.40. Serving to the backhand of Sachary, and Sachary missed it. Uh, 30-40. Still break point here for Swiatek to take. Sorry, for Sachary to take the break back against Swiatek. Serve to the front of Sachary. Return goes back to Swiatek, who hits a winner. That was a good setup by Swiatek. Good serve that set that up. Deuce. All right. As with a serve. And then Sachary hits a return winner. Just rockets that return. All right, break point again. To get back on serve. As the return goes in the net, and that's a good serve again, back to deuce. Remember, Alcaraz is coming on after this match. I don't know if there's a... Do they have like a... we haven't had this situation yet, but do they have like a waiting period where they have to kick everybody out and bring everybody back in? Is that a thing? Or are they going straight up? I'm sure there's a night session because they account for the night session, I think. So we might have a delay. I'm pretty sure they have a night session, like 2 different tickets, right? So they're going to have to kick everybody out and probably about like a 45-minute delay. If that's the case. Backhand to backhand rally. Swiatek goes wide. And it's advantage Sachary. Yeah, there'll be a delay. Ticket holders, yeah. So Alcaraz's match won't start in 10 minutes. It'll start after this match plus 30 minutes, maybe. Serve to the forehand of Sachary. Return goes to the forehand of Swiatek. Sachary, forehand pass. Too good. Swiatek can't volley it. 2-0. And Sachary breaks back. 2-0. And then, yeah, we've got Raducanu and Kostyuk coming up later. So what are we getting? What are the matches that we're starting to get now? Because we've kind of got a few matches over. So winner of this plays Mukova. Siniakova Svitolina. Bencic Pegula. Interesting. Draper Djokovic. Hijikata Nori. And then maybe Mickelson Medvedev. Sachary 15 love. And then Ruud versus Alcaraz maybe. So we're starting to we're starting to get some interesting fourth rounds. I think tomorrow's fourth rounds might be better. But it depends who wins tonight. All right, first serve's a fault, second serve. As the return goes in the backhand of Sachary. Sachary hits it out, 15-0. Don't hide when you're smashing a racket. It's not disrespectful to show that. It happens. Yeah, but it's not that it's... I don't know. It's not disrespectful, might not be the word. Unnecessary. I don't think... Like, the choice to post that and show the world that, or not, whoever made that decision, I don't think made the right decision. Did we need to see Coco Gauff breaking a racket behind the scenes? Is that something we needed? Is that something she needed the world to see? Right? I mean, I don't think I learned anything from that. I mean, okay, Coco broke a racket. Okay. But again, I think it just sets her up for criticism, which is, she doesn't need that. She didn't need that. She just, especially after losing a match of tennis, she lost she played a bad match. She lost. And then she was getting criticized for showing her emotions in a moment she thought was private. Just like when Swiatek cried after a match, right? And people were like, oh, she cried. Yeah, that shouldn't have been shown either. Like, showing her crying behind the scenes was not something we needed to see. And she got criticized for that, which was crazy. You know, it's... Behind the scenes is cool. Like, I think it's cool. Like, there's cool behind the scenes stuff, whatever. But I think those things, when they're not supposed to be shown to the world, like, it's different when you're doing a documentary series and they're doing video, there's cameras, right? But when there's just like a camera in the corner and you didn't realize it was there and you're just like expressing your emotions because that's what you felt like you needed to do at the time, that shouldn't have been, I don't think it should have been posted. Different when you're filming a documentary, right? And that's part of the process, and you know the cameras are watching and you've given them consent to watch, whereas a camera hiding in the corner that you didn't see and then it caught you on camera and you didn't expect, like, you know what I mean? I feel like it's different. There's a difference. All right, deuce. There's a bit of fault from Sachary, second serve. There's a bit of second serve from Sachary. His return goes into the front of Sachary. Sachary, misses the pass down the line. Advantage Swiatek to get the break again. To get the break again. All right, serve again. Into the backhand, Swiatek. Good return. Sachary gets it back. Swiatek backhand down the line, winner. Beautiful play by Swiatek. All right. Iga gets the break. Again, 3-2. Second set. By the way, chat, you don't have to agree. You can be like, no, I think the camera's behind the scenes great, and I think that we should be able to see that and all that shit. That's fine if you think that, but I don't agree. But we don't have to agree. You might be thinking, you know, well, this camera's everywhere all the time. So, you know, why should you be, you know, there is no privacy or whatever. Like, I don't know. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's fine. If you don't agree, that's fine. All right, Swiatek gets the break again. Just woke up. What happened to Andreeva losing? What happened? Andreeva was very close to winning. And the wind, and she didn't take her chances, and it was a pretty tough loss for Andreeva. When Mirra smashed her racket, what's the difference? Really? Do I have to explain it again? Okay, so when you walk out on court and you are sitting in your chair and you see a camera there, a camera there, a camera there, a camera there, a camera over there, one up there, there's a camera on the roof. There's that spider camera. When you're on the court and you see that there's like 700 cameras around, and then you break a racket, you know there's cameras there. You're clearly like, you're like, I'm going to break a racket. But you know that the whole stadium's watching. Like, there's 20,000 people there. Like, you're not trying to hide that. Coco going behind the scenes in the back where there was no one, and she didn't think there was cameras, and she breaks a racket, and then a camera in the corner of a room that she didn't see captures that moment that she would have done it on the court if she wanted people to see it, but she didn't want people to see that. And then that gets posted. And then people are like, oh, Coco's a bad loser, whatever the shit they say. It's a totally different thing. Totally different. You walk out on court, you know that you're being watched. You know that people are watching. You finish the match, you leave. You think you're in a private area. Nobody can see you. And then you express your emotions in that way. by the way, good reason for it as well, so that she doesn't blame it on her coaches. She gets that frustration out, so then she can talk to the coaches without blaming them and yelling at them and venting that. I think she gave a pretty good reason why she did it. Anyways, it's different. That's totally different. Like, you see that, right? It's like there's a total difference there. 15:30, right? Like, does that make sense? Like, it's a completely different situation. Sachary hits a winner, by the way, 15:30. Swiatek serves. Into the back, and Sachary return goes short. And Swiatek comes into the net and pushes it down the line. 30-all. By the way, Maurice, I have no idea what we're saying. Show if you weren't then critical about it. What do you mean? 30-all. I have no idea what you're saying. What do you mean? 30-all. And Swiatek serves. As the return goes to forehand, Swiatek into the back and Sachary. Lob goes up. And then Swiatek with a smash. That's a winner. And it's 40-30. Swiatek to go to 4-2. Is this guy arguing with or against you? I don't even know anymore. Okay, I get it. I understand the difference. Fair enough. Look, maybe some people might be like, yeah, what's the difference between like smashing a racket on court and behind the scenes? It's more the, like, Gauff, and Gauff even said so, right? She said, like, she does those. Did that because she didn't want to show it on court. She didn't want people to see that because she doesn't want kids to see her do that and then think it's okay. Because she doesn't think it's okay. But in that moment, she had to vent frustrations, and Swiatek gets a 4-2. So, like, again, if you listen to the press conference from Coco after that situation, after that thing. Everything that she said, why she broke her racket, why she broke it behind the scenes, why it was not meant to be for the public to see, and she explains it perfectly. Like, there's like totally understandable why she doesn't break a racket on court, because people are watching and she doesn't want kids to copy her because she's a role model. She takes that seriously, right? She broke a racket instead of, holding the emotions in and then screaming at her coaches, right? So she did that as a way to make herself feel better after a frustrating night of terrible match. And she explains it so perfectly. But also, talks about how, like, that wasn't meant to be filmed. I thought I was in private because I was alone behind the scenes, and the fact there was a camera hiding in the corner that she didn't notice, that's, otherwise we would never have been talking about this. Nobody would have known had this have been happening anywhere else in the world at any other tournament where they don't have cameras everywhere. This wouldn't have been a thing. So yeah, like, go watch the press conference when she talks about it, because it makes a lot of sense why she went about it the way she did and why she broke the racket. I mean, it's the most justified racket break ever. You're like, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Anyways, love 30. Swiatek wants that double break. Thanks, Dutchy. Yeah, they've put the doubles matches up, have they? Also, Djokovic is supposed to play doubles tomorrow as well. We might not watch that. If he wins doubles today, we can't watch Djokovic tomorrow in doubles, I don't think. Oh, actually, no. We might be able to. Actually, we might actually watch doubles tomorrow, Djokovic. Maybe. All right, that goes out by Swiatek, 15:30. The camera people show things behind court. Okay, if didn't then criticize it. Maurice, you've lost me. I don't know what you're saying. 15:30. I don't know what you're trying to get at. What are you saying? you're using a lot of exclamation marks. So I feel like you're frustrated, but I don't understand what you're saying, so I can't respond. What are you trying to say? 30-all. Why are you angry? Are you angry? I don't know. 30-all. And Sachary serves. Into the backhand of Swiatek. Sachary forehand to the backhand slice of Swiatek. Sachary with a smash. Is a winner. 40-30. 40-30. 40-30. Oh, there are unmanned cameras at the AO behind the scenes. Yes, yeah. No. There are cameras like security cameras. Yeah. Like around the ground, around the behind the scenes. Yeah, they're not all like obvious, like, you know, here's a camera. Like, there's not a person walking around with a camera. There's like those little, you know, those black cameras, those like security cameras they put in the corner of, you know, buildings that you barely notice because you don't pay attention to it. It's like that. Surveillance, yeah. Yeah, CCTV, exactly, yeah. I don't know if this was, I don't know. But either way, I mean, Gauff didn't notice it, so it must have been small enough to... I mean, also, she probably wasn't thinking, is there cameras? Okay, now I'm going to break... Like, she probably wasn't thinking like that. She was probably thinking, no one's around. Okay, I feel comfortable breaking a racket now because I'm angry. Yeah, it's not like it's not like somebody walked up to her like with a handy cam and was like, "What are you doing?" Nobody walked up with their phone. All right, advantage Swiatek. Anyways, let's move on. We've talked about. I don't even. How did we get here? Advantage Swiatek. Backhand return goes to back into Sachary. Sachary hits a long 5-2. And Swiatek's going to serve the match. Good match by Swiatek so far. Slow start, but this is exactly the kind of match that she needed after the devastating loss she took a couple weeks ago. And then, we've got Alcaraz coming up next. He will be teaming up with he'll be playing against Rinderknecht. And then we've got Djokovic teaming up with Tsitsipas. So that's fun. There's a lot going on. Now, Dutchie, never send me a score of the Rockies losing again. Thank you. Never do that again, please. Ever. I don't need to hear the Rockies losing. I can see the scores. Don't tell me. Thank you, Dutchie. But don't do that ever again, please. That's an update I don't want. Just update me on the tennis. Anyways. Trying to say that shouldn't criticize players for breaking rackets happens a lot. Oh. Yeah, no, I'm not. Nobody's criticizing the players for breaking rackets. It's just that people are going to criticize players for doing anything they do. Yeah. Anyways, I think we're sort of saying the same thing. Yeah, don't update me on the Rockies or the Aussies. I don't want to know. If they lose, don't tell me. If they win, you can tell me, but don't tell me they're losing. I want to know that. Oh, here we go. We are being recorded everywhere we go. Why would Coco be eligible for being privileged? Oh, okay. There it is, chat. There it is. Thank you for that wonderful insight. 5-2. Here we go. We almost got through that conversation without that. Without the world is Big Brother. Okay, I've read that book too. Love 15. Love 15. As we to serve is a fault from Swiatek. Serve of the match. What about me? Love 15. Serving to the back end of Sachary. Sachary hits it out. 15-0. Rude wins. Let's go. Oh, wait. Rude Alcaraz. Maybe. Do we have confirmation that this match is the next match is delayed? Do we have confirmation? As we just serve out wide the forehand of Sachary. Return into the... No, it's out by Sachary. All right. 30-15. 30-15. 30-15. As a return from Sachary goes out, 40-15. Match points for Swiatek to get out of this awkward matchup. First is fault, second serve. Serving to the backhand Sachary. Return goes backhand Swiatek. Sachary with a backhand cross again to the backhand of Swiatek. Sachary backhand on the stretch. Goes long and Swiatek wins. She had to fight for that one. Her coach got fired after one game, according to the chat. But then he got rehired because she broke straight back. And now it's Swiatek Mukova. Swiatek versus Mukova in the fourth round. That's going to be a banger in a couple of nights. We know Mukova's a problem. All right, GG's. Good win. Good fight back, especially early in that first set where she was down. And now, Swiatek will play Mukova in a couple of days. GG's. Yeah, good match from Swiatek. I mean, yeah, there was moments where, obviously where Sachary fought back, but yeah, after what Sachary did in Doha, that was at least, puts her mind at ease after winning that one. Good win. All right. Now, terrible draw by for Swiatek, right? What a terrible draw. All right. Don't worry. Wim5Z didn't get fired. Just the chat fired him. So it's fine. Not in real life. Just in the chat. All right. So now. We got Djokovic playing some doubles. So we're going to watch that. We've got Alcaraz coming up as well. I'm not sure if there's going to be a delay because I don't think... they've got to get rid of everybody and then they've got to clean the court and they've got to clean the stadium and then they've got to bring everybody back in. So I think there's going to be a 30-minute delay. But I can't confirm. I can't confirm that. So we're going to watch doubles. We're going to watch Djokovic because I said we would. And then we've got Alcaraz. And then we've got Raducanu and Kostyuk. So we've got plenty of matches left tonight. Also, Keys is playing right now against Cartel. We've got Medvedev Baez playing tonight. So we've got plenty to watch or plenty to keep it up to date with as we play the rest of the day. You have to admit that Swiatek's draw has gotten a bit easier with Andreeva out. Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, when I say she has a terrible draw, it's based on what could be. Sometimes, the Wimbledon draw, she had a terrible draw there, but then players lost, and she didn't have to play certain players, and that made it better. It got better as it went. So, for sure, I totally admit that. Like, Andreeva out means it's a better draw, but it's still tough. Like, Mukova's still tricky, right? Sachary was a tough match, right? It could have been awkward, right? We saw that. But yeah, no, I agree with you there that it's definitely gotten better with the Andreeva going out. But yeah, when I say tough draw, I make those videos before the tournament starts. So yeah, tough draw if this, and this happen, right? Anyways, we're going to watch Djokovic play some dubs. They're playing the number 3 seeds and defending champions. So Tsitsipas and Djokovic are going to have to bring their A game if they're going to get that one done in that match. By the way, I don't even know what court they're playing on. They're playing outside, right? I'm just trying to... Does anyone know that there's a delay? Does anyone have the confirmation that the Alcaraz match is delayed? Can we confirm? Anybody? Let me check. I'm just having a look. Hold on. Steph's net game is quite good. So this might be a good one. Okay. I'm trying to find out. I can't find anything. Hang on. Maybe Alcaraz. It says not before 1 p.m., but I don't know. Anyways, we'll have to wait and see. But you're right, Cam. Eala is on court 1 tomorrow night. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think she was going to... I thought she was going to be on court 2. So don't give me that. I didn't think she would be on court 1 with Anisimova and Boko. But anyways, jump out over here. 15 minutes to Alcaraz. Okay, we'll start watching Djokovic, Tsitsipas, because they're coming on now. Oh, wait, no, they're not coming on now. Rude's playing. By the way, packed stadium. They know Djokovic is coming out next. They know. Actually, I'm going to send you over the Alcaraz match. We'll start that one up. And then we'll watch Djokovic as well. There will be a delay, though. How are we going to do this? Anyway, all right. Swiatek, 6-3, 6-2. She gets the win. She is through to the 4th round. She'll take on Karolina Muchova in a couple of days, along with all these banger 4th round matches. It's another crazy 4th round. But we've got Djokovic playing doubles, and we've got Alcaraz coming up next.